Welcome to Working Man Investor. On this channel, I discuss the economic environment and the steps people can take to protect themselves and their families financially. Today, I'm going to discuss the Roth IRA. The Roth IRA is a wonderful tool to have in your toolbox to have a good retirement. However, before I get into it, I have to read a disclaimer. Before making any investment decision, be sure to do your own research so that you understand the risks involved. All investments have risks, and not all investments make money. You can lose money on an investment. This video I'm presenting to you is for information purposes only. I am not giving you any investment advice. So what's our biggest expense in life? Not our mortgage, our car payment, or no matter what a parent tells you, it's not their children. Our biggest expense in life, taxes. Think about it. You work all day to get your check every week or every other week, however your company pays. And what happens? You're paying income tax, sometimes a county tax depending on where you live, state tax depending on where you live, Social Security tax. Then you take that money and you go out and you buy the product you need. And what do you pay? Sales tax. Then if you're a homeowner, whether you own the home or not, what do you pay? Property tax. Nothing will rob you of your wealth quicker than taxes. Nothing will hold you back quicker than taxes. We don't even think about it because we've been conditioned just to pay them. It's just what we do. This is why I love the Roth IRA, because it is a tax shelter. Now, what do I mean by a tax shelter? What I mean is you put money in it over time, and its earnings, when you withdraw it at 59 and a half, when you're eligible to retire, those earnings are tax-free. It's a great thing to have. So a Roth IRA account is going to be different than your 401k. It's not something that you set up with your employer. You're going to have to set it up on your own at any one of the investment houses. You can do it online. Once you open it, you're going to transfer some money into it, whether a lump sum or every month from your personal banking account. And then once you have the money there and the account open, it's going to be up to you to decide what to invest in. Now, one of the many things I like about the Roth IRA is, one, it has fewer fees than most investments, and two, it has a multitude of options of things to choose from. You can invest in bonds, mutual funds, an ETF, a REIT, just to name a few. So once you have this account open and some money into it, so what you want to do then is you want to start to research what you feel most comfortable investing in. I don't care what it is. You have to decide what you're most comfortable in. And then you have to decide how you're going to invest in it. Are you going to do it a lump sum once a year, or are you going to do it a little bit every month? So personally, the way that I always did it, I did a fixed amount on the first business day of every month. I had it set up so the IRA account would automatically pull whatever amount I designated for the month. It was always the same amount on the first business day of the month. Then it would automatically buy shares in the asset that I had chosen. So this strategy is called dollar cost averaging. What you're doing is you're investing a fixed amount, ideally the same amount, every month on the same day. That's why I chose the first business month of every month. The goal is you're buying more shares when the prices are low, and you're buying less when they're high. This will lower the cost of shares on an average over a long period of time. So if you're doing this, you open the account when you're 20 and you do it till you're 59 years old, and you're putting $100 the first business day of every month, you're buying more shares that way than if you just try to time the market and put in $5,000 January 2nd of every year. Dollar cost averaging. It's a solid strategy. I would definitely recommend researching dollar cost averaging if you're going to open a Roth IRA. So the key to dollar cost averaging is you just got to be disciplined. You're in this for the long haul. Excuse me. You understand that markets are going to go up and down. When people are scared and pulling money out, you're still buying. You're always buying. It's a great strategy for people that are really busy. So if you're really busy and you don't have a lot of time, you got kids, you got jobs, your spouse is working, you don't have time to really sit down and follow the markets, just pick what you want to invest in and every month put the same amount in there at a certain day and just forget about it. It can be passive. It's a wonderful thing about these. Now, there are some limits to how much you can contribute every year. You can't put $50,000 every year. The max you can put in, it goes by age. So if you're 50 years old, if you're under 50 years old, that max is $7,000. And if you're older than 50 years, it's $8,000. So to figure out how much you want to put in a month, take the amount, say you want to put $5,000 in a year, divide it by 12, and then set up for whatever that comes out to be taken out of your check on whatever day, out of your checking account on whatever day that is. However, I want you to understand that even if you can only do $25 a month, that's better than nothing. You want to do something. Don't be discouraged if you listen to this and thinking, I can't do $7,000 a year. I don't have that kind of disposable income. That's fine. Do $25 a month instead of $500, especially if you're younger. If you're in your 20s or your 30s, $25 a month is fine. You want to increase it over time, but just start to get something into the market because it's all going to be tax-free at the end. So there are a few other things you should know about a Roth IRA. There are some ways to pull money out without penalty if you meet certain requirements. The age to be able to withdraw is 59 and a half, tax-free, penalty-free. You can also do a withdrawal of any type of a contribution you've made, provided you've had the account for at least 5 years. And there are some other things you can do. So you can pull $10,000 of your contribution out, as long as the account is at least 5 years, for a purchase of a home, for your first home. So basically what that means is, say you've had the account for a while and you've put $13,000 in, contributed it, you could take $10,000 out of your IRA penalty free to put down on your first property, your first house. Now there are some drawbacks to a Roth IRA. Not everything's perfect. There's no tax deductions for them compared to a 401k. 401k you can write it off at the end of the year. You can't do that with a Roth IRA because it's tax-free at the end. With the 401k, you're going to pay taxes at the end when you go to withdraw it. So you can write it off in the beginning when you're contributing to it. Roth IRA, you can't write it off when you're contributing to it at the end of each year, but you don't pay taxes on it at the end when you're starting to withdraw from it. And then there are income limitations for this. So if you're single and you make $161,000 a year or more, you're ineligible for a Roth IRA. You can't have one. If you're married and you make $240,000 combined, both of your incomes together equal $240,000 a year, you're ineligible. You cannot have one. The other thing that's of a negative is your earnings are trapped. Once you put the money in there and you start earning on it, it's there until you're 59 and a half years old. You can withdraw it if you absolutely have to. However, nobody's going to recommend that because you pay taxes on all your earnings, and at least I believe it's a 10% penalty for early withdrawal. So a huge chunk of your money you're going to lose it. Some other things to know, and people have asked me this, you can have a 401k and a Roth IRA. You can have two. They're both two great tools for retirement. You want to start putting things into your toolbox for retirement, and your employer offers you a 401k, get in it. You have disposable income at the end of the month. You already have your emergency fund in place. Start a Roth IRA. Like I said, even if it's $25 a month, it's better than nothing. It'll get the ball rolling. It'll start getting compound interest. So if you're in a situation to where you can only have a 401k or a Roth IRA, you just simply cannot afford both. Which one should you do? Provided your employer matches your contributions, do the 401k because that's free money. So how does that work? Say you got a 401k through your employer and they tell you that they'll match up to 3% of what you put. That's the max they'll put in. So you put in 3% of your pay every 2 weeks or every pay, and the employer matches 3%. Don't do more, because you just want to go up to the max that they'll give you, that they'll match, because that match is free money. The employer is just giving it to you. So if you have to make a choice between a Roth IRA and a 401k, I would do the 401k, and I would only do up to what they match. I wouldn't go over, because it's all going to be taxed at the end. Yeah, you get the write-off, but I wouldn't go over. If you can do both, I still would only do the 401k personally. This is me. This isn't me giving advice. This is what I would do. I only do the 401k up to what they match. Then the rest goes into my Roth IRA, because I like the tax-free when I'm 59 and a half. So overall, the Roth IRA, it's a great tool to have in your toolbox towards retirement. It's a wonderful tax shelter. It's great for growing wealth, and it's a wonderful nest egg. It will start to build a wonderful nest egg, and it can be very passive. You don't, like I said, you don't have to study markets. You can just pick something and put it in there and just contribute it every month and look at it when you can. It's a great step towards retirement. However, you do need to understand that the Roth IRA can't be all you're planning to retire on. You're going to need other assets. That other asset can be a 401k, but you're going to need something else besides that. That's just the society that we live in today. That's just the way the economy is now. So you're going to need rental properties. You're going to need a pension if you're lucky enough to work in an industry that offers a pension. Most don't. Social Security, if you want to bank on it being there, it should be there. You're banking on the government. I always prefer to bank on myself. So that's what this channel is for. It's why I put out this video here. I'll be talking about other assets in the future, such as rental properties. So if you like what you heard here about the Roth IRA and you want to learn more and you want to take steps towards financial education, that's what I'm here for. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, Working Man Investor. Have a good day.